Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So I hope like everyone is here right now. So thank you for attending this webinar. We'll give some few more minutes, like 2 more minutes for the others to log in. And we will be starting the webinar in the next 2 minutes. Yeah, so I think now we are good to go. So good afternoon once again. Let me start the let's start the webinar. Okay, so today's agenda is all about advanced thermography, which will be presented to you by AABTools together with our brand partner Fluke. To introduce myself, before that, we will be having a housekeeping on this. Like for those who first time will be using this GoToWebinar application, these are the easy way to navigate your GoToWebinar. What you can see on the screen, on the right hand panel, there is a red arrow where it's like you can see all the possible options that you have. You can open and close it by pressing the red arrow once again. And then like if you do have any questions, everyone is actually unmuted by default. If you have any questions, please click the questions button on the right side and like type your questions, and that will be received by all of the panelists, and we will try to get back to you with a proper answer as soon as possible. Just a quick introduction about myself. So my name is Ferdinand. I'm from AABTools, and I'm the business head of electrical products of this company. And I'm the one in charge to make sure that the customers are aware about the latest innovative product solutions from our company. Together with me is Tasnim, who is like the one in charge from our marketing department. And from Fluke, we have two colleagues right now. One is like Zaid Asfour. He is our channel sales manager. He is in charge for UAE, KSA, Jordan, and Lebanon. He will be also giving some presentation for us today. And of course, like Amin Haj is also joining us. And he is also from Fluke, the specialized sales manager for routine maintenance in UAE, Egypt as well, right? So the main agenda for today is like to discuss about the thermal imaging applications and for predictive maintenance and then condition monitoring application. We'll be also talking about like how to select the correct tools for different industrial applications. We'll talk some advantage, limitations of infrared thermography and the technology by itself. We will be also trying to cover and interpret some data about the thermography or thermal images using the heat transfer concept and some software which is available with Fluke. Okay. It's like if you are holding your mobile phone right now, please do follow us on LinkedIn. Okay, by just simply scanning this QR code, you will be directed immediately to our LinkedIn page. Why you need to follow the LinkedIn page of AAB Tools? Like even this webinar is actually all posted. We are running a lot of like interesting seminars through online and even through our physical office. And it's been announced through email and also in our LinkedIn page. So please do scan this and try to follow us on LinkedIn right now. Yeah. So a short introduction about the company. AAB Tools is actually not new in the market. We've been here since 1960, and we are serving UAE based company, but we are also have coverage in Middle East and Africa region. We are one of the leading distributor of industrial supplies for businesses. Currently, we have an active of more than 6,000 customers, and these are divided both in the end user and reseller channel partners also. We are a company that is trying to provide a differentiated product offering to all our customers. So currently, we have more than 130 employees based here in UAE. We are keeping stocks of more than 10,000 different items, professional tools in UAE. It's kept in our distribution center in Dubai, which is about 100,000 square feet. And we also do have 15 trucks to deliver our materials requirements across the region. 3 branches we have in Dubai, Sharjah, and Dubai, Dera, and Abu Dhabi. And we do have technical support through calibration and service center right now. So how we are trying to provide a differentiated product offering is by trying to complete tool solutions for our customer. So we do have a broad assortment of high quality products. We are also doing a proactive sales model service approach. So what we are doing is like we are trying to gather the requirements, meet the end user, and try to give a product offering that will solve most of the problems that you are facing in the field. We do have a lot of investments to make sure that we have a quick consolidation and quick turnaround time, mostly on the next day delivery upon receiving the order. Timeline of history of the company. So from 1960, we moved through the changes of like growing or trying to reach more customers as possible from Sharjah, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and also in DIP. And then now we have the distribution center across. About quality and certification, we do have a compliance to ISO 9001 and also an ICB certified company. And the movement of the customer focus from construction focus, and slowly we are trying to move to the FM, MEP, utility company, and oil and gas industries as well. So we do have the right tools for the right applications. So be it you're working in the civil construction, MEP, facility management, operation maintenance, hospitality, utility, interior finishing, oil and gas, government, or in metal fabrications, we have the right professional tools for you. And this could happen like by making sure that all the applications we have in our systems, like in terms of coverage of tools requirements, especially for construction and MEP application. And this is only possible if we can give you all the brands partners that we have. So we do have Fluke as one of our major brands. DeWalt is also there. We have CarShare. We are the distributor of Cloque, Rigid, Expert, Xtech, Irwin, and Unitrend. So all of these like brands is currently under our portfolio. Yeah. To download the toolbook or the digital catalogs that we have, once again, just grab your mobile device, scan this QR code that you have right now, and you will be able to download a PDF copy of all the tools available in our company. So just like I'll give like about 10 seconds just to get it done, scan it, and try to download this. Yep. Another investment of the company that we have done, we believe like collaboration with the customer is really required. So we recently established our AABTools Experience Center. So the Experience Center is located here in VIP1. And like the purpose of this is like to give a lot of benefits to the customer to see, touch, and feel the products. So we have provided at least 4 training room facilities for small group of trainings and up to the big of up to 30 seating capacity of training room. And here we can provide a lot of like on-site, live demonstration and live seminar for all our customers. So stay tuned that we will be announcing a lot of like live on about face-to-face seminar also will be done here. Yeah. And in these facilities, you can see all the products, try it first before you decide to purchase it. And it's like designed for the customer to enjoy about the experience of how to use these products on hand. We also have the authorized service center. This is how the service center looks like right now. And we are accepting repair and maintenance of all the brands that we have. And just send us the inquiry and we will get back to you with the costing and the repair charge. We also do have a calibration laboratory. It's now accredited by Dubai Municipality through EAC accreditation. In these facilities, we are capable of doing the calibration of electrical, temperature, pressure, and environmental parameters. So with this, with all accreditations, like any brands, so we are making sure that all the products that we are supplying to the customer are calibrated properly. And once again, the distribution center here now is available. So this is designed to make sure whatever you ordered from us that is available in stock should reach your site location or with your front of your door on the next 24 hours. So we are promising a complete automation process of fulfillment, computer-driven picking, 100% accuracy. You should receive the actual unit that you order, automatic scheduling of orders, temperature controlled room and environment, big storing and packing area, and then fast consolidation of the delivery. Within 24 to 48 hours, you will get the tools that you need. So this is what we're trying to do. So our greatest strengths as a company, we wanted to make sure that customer like you guys are getting the pre-sales and technical support. We are providing a lot of on-site seminars, online webinars, and for the technology that we have in our product list. We are doing also after-sales support by product training, calibration, maintenance, and repair service. We are open to have a signed agreement or an annual rate contracts for your company. And we are doing a lot of like portfolio that we have is like cannot be matched by any other distributor because like it's a high quality products that is like complementing to each other. And we are providing you a direct manufacturing support. And of course, a well-experienced teams that we have right now. So without further ado, the presentation actually will jump now to the topic, which is the advanced thermography. And before that's like my colleague Zaid actually will take over and then explain the benefits of like Fluke as a brand also. Yeah. Zaid?
Yes, good afternoon. Ferdi, you can hear me, correct?
Yes, loud and clear, Zaid. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. And I think the presentation is showing already. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, I can see it now.
Perfect, perfect. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Ferdi, for the great introduction of AAB. We are proud as Fluke to be associated and partnering with AABTools, one of the leading suppliers in the UAE market. Before handing over to Amin, I will just quickly give an idea about Fluke in a quick and simple manner for those who have not heard about Fluke before, or if you have also know about Fluke, then we can give you some updates about our company. So first, to start, just to know also that Fluke is part of a bigger company called Fortive. So Fortive is a multi-technology company that has the objective of delivering essential technology for the people who accelerate progress. We at Fluke are part of this whole big company. It's a US Fortune 500 company. We operate in different segments across different industries, as you can see, with multiple segments. One of them is the intelligent operating solutions, which Fluke is part of that, as well also as other segments, which you can see here: precision technologies and advanced healthcare solution. You can see different brands. This is what Fortive is comprised of, different leading brands in the market, serving different customer segments. So if you are interested to know more about that, we are happy also to give you more information. If we go deeper about Fluke, Fluke is a company that is more than 73 years old so far. We started back in 1948 by Mr. John Fluke, who was manufacturing digital multimeters for General Electric. Now the company has more than 4,000 employees worldwide. We operate in more than 100 countries across the world. We have more than 1,250 tools, different tools serving different segments and markets. And as you can see, we focus a lot on innovation. You can see here the number of patents that have been registered under Fluke, around 1,500 patents. Actually, the whole company is revolving around innovation or growth through innovation. When the founder, Mr. John Fluke, started the company with the digital multimeter, that's how it started. But then he redefined the precision testing when he made it a business coming to life from his basement, where he started to do these digital multimeters for General Electric in the very early beginning. So we've helped define and grow a unique technology market, providing testing and troubleshooting capabilities in manufacturing, service industries in more than 100 countries, as you can see here. There is a lot of information on Fluke website and on YouTube. Just have a visit to our website, look at our blogs, videos, online courses. All of this is available on our website. A quick timeline: you can see a timeline of our products, of some of our products over the many years, while we have many more departments and other brands, including Fluke Networks and Fluke Calibration. But this gives you a glimpse about the constant progress that Fluke has had, starting from the very basic digital multimeter to the very advanced tools covering different aspects of the industry. So tools that are mainly dedicated to your safety and driven by our success in innovation, whether in industrial electronic installation, maintenance, service, to precision measurement, quality control. Fluke tools help keep your business and your industry up and running, your facilities in the best shape, the infrastructure well maintained and well covered. As I said, we're revolving around innovation, so new products are an essential part of our DNA, I could say. Every now and then we launch new products in the market. This is just a glimpse about the latest products we launched from 2020 last year, despite it was, of course, a difficult year for everyone, but we yet continue to launch new products in the market. With our latest innovation, which now you can go and request from AABTools, we introduced recently our new Fluke 377 and 378 FC clamp meters, which integrates for the first time voltage measurement without the use of any test leads. Just by hooking up the clamp to measure ampere and to measure current, you are also measuring voltage at the same time. So have a look at this product separately later on, request a demo or ask it directly from AABTools. It's already available very soon. And also the thermal imagers, which today my colleague Amin will be highlighting you about. So why professionals choose Fluke? The main idea is that Fluke tools are built around the customer. They are built from taking feedback from our users, from developing what things they need in order to do their jobs in an easier manner. So we provide products and services, we provide technical support. The team you see here is available in the UAE, myself and Amin, along with the other Fluke colleagues as well. We have technical support, customer supports. We have on many of our tools lifetime warranty, because we know that quality and the heavy dutiness of our products. Already Ferdi talked about the service center, but we also have a service center in Fluke, Netherlands, which can also do calibration and repair, offering trade-in, trade-up offers as well, software updates, downloads. We have solutions around preventive maintenance and energy efficiency, and training and learning is an essential part of what we do here. And this is this webinar that we are having today is one example of that. Last but not least, what do we do in Fluke? So we have different workflows. We call them workflows. We have seen that customer is not looking for products. They look for different what we call solutions or workflows, what they are actually doing. So when we say the routine and maintenance, we are talking about inspecting, servicing, cleaning, replacing parts on a schedule, doing thermal inspections like what we're going to talk today, scheduling motor replacement. And this is an example for industrial electricians or utility workers or power quality specialists. We have the troubleshooting workflow, which the customer or the user is continuously measuring asset parameters, trying to diagnose root causes. Process and calibration workflow, we are measuring here the accuracy and are verifying the accuracy of measurement devices like temperature sensors, pressure sensors. Installation and certification workflow. Here the customer is installing, testing, ensuring proper functionality of certain assets with regards to data centers as well, cabling, and need to ultimately report and certificate his results. And last but not least, the connected reliability workflow, and this is targeted mainly for maintenance based on fixed sensors and portable hardware data like motor circuit analysis, vibration, where mainly reliability engineers are involved. So what are the products included in these workflows? Depending on the workflow, if we talk about the routine and maintenance workflow, you can see different products ranging from acoustic imaging to diagnostic video scopes, thermal imaging, power quality, infrared windows. This is the range of the routine maintenance workflow. If we talk about the troubleshooting workflow, then we have also different tools here, from the basic digital multimeters to clamp meters, electrical testers, scope meters, which are mainly portable oscilloscopes like the one most of you have used them in back then in university or technical schools. We also here have different also tools from our portfolio brands like Amprobe and Pomona as well. And we have some new solar tools which is coming to the market. This is also a new device which we have launched for solar engineers, which also you can inquire it soon from AAB. If we talk about process and calibration, we're talking about process and portable tools, mainly to calibrate in the field to calibrate temperature and pressure sensors and pressure and temperature switches. We also have process calibration tools, higher accuracy, different ranges. And if you go to lab setup, we're talking here about electrical temperature, pressure, and software calibration. In the installation and certification workflow, we have different tools that tests the insulation of the facility, earth connection, multifunction testers to do also multiple tests in one unit, as well as network cables or network tools that can test copper and fiber cables. Last but not least, with regards to connected reliability, this is one of the newest workflows within Fluke, where Fluke has already acquired different companies in specialized segment regarding to reliability. Among them was the recent acquisition of Proof Technique, one of the leading companies in alignment and vibration with a global service organization. So we have at the same time our Fluke online vibration testing and maintenance, also software to follow changes and issues in vibration. So with those two main segments, the Fluke, what we call Fluke Digital Systems, and the Proof Technique, we have now this new workflow of connected, what we call it connected reliability. So as you can see, we serve different workflows, and we hope that with our customers, we can serve them to keep their facility, keep their work up and running. Without further also delay, I hope I have given a quick idea about Fluke. I will turn it down to Amin to directly talk about thermal imaging. Amin.
Yes, Zaid. Thank you, Zaid. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
And can you see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So thank you, guys. Thank you for attending this webinar. Thank you, Ferdi, for your presentation, and also thank you, Zaid, for your presentation. Thank you, AABTools, for organizing this webinars. My name is Amin, and I'm Field Application Manager for Fluke, and I will start speaking about the topic of our webinar, which is Advanced Thermography for Electromechanical Application. The agenda of today will be mainly we'll speak about what is thermography. We have 5 W's. It means for the thermal imager, it means why you are using, when, where, and all of this. We'll reply or answer all the questions. We'll have some tips and hints on using a thermal camera, or even on analyzing a thermal imager. So during this webinar, we'll demonstrate how you can do a better job with the existing resource that you already have to reduce your downtime, save expensive last minute repairs, which is really very important, reduce overtime, and increase your value to your organization. But before of that, I will launch a poll test or a poll question, which is asking me mainly, is anyone currently using a thermography? Do you have already a thermal camera or using thermography? So what you can do is just answer the question. If it's yes, just push yes, click on yes, and if it's no, so click on no. I will keep it in a couple of seconds, and after that, I will close this poll test. So guys, please vote, push, and I will share the result after that. Okay, so I will share the result with you guys. So we have 48%. They are already using a thermal imager, and we have 52%. They don't have a thermal imager. So I can understand here that it's 50-50, let's say. And yeah, some of you want to understand more about thermal imaging, want to understand the benefits of using, and also other want to know this technology and also know where it can help in their industries. So without any delay, let's go on the topic that we already discussed. So what is a thermography? So in short, thermography is the science of using electronic optical devices to detect and measure radiation and correlating that to apparent surface temperature. And based on its apparent temperature, it assigns colors and a temperature scale. So infrared radiation is emitted by all objects based on their temperature. The amount of radiation increase with temperature. So the K to take here is once again that we are only measuring the surface temperature. So it's not, we are not speaking about X-ray. It's not X-ray. So we are just measuring the surface temperature. So here the thermal imaging will give the technician or the engineer more insight into the problem solving that is not found and in any other technologies. It's really easy to detect if there is something will happen to your process. Also about what is thermography here, if we use an IR gun, so I think most of you guys know nowadays thermal camera or even IR thermogun are very used because of this pandemic, and I hope everyone is safe. Just 1 second, I will start my laser point here. Okay, and if you use an IR temperature gun and map it out the temperature of every small area on the grid, it will look like this. So in each part we have a number, which is the temperature here. So this will be the thermo part. Okay, so this is the portion of the word thermography. The thermo part will be the number of temperature in each part. So if here you can see that the data is collected and converted into more usable pieces of information, giving you the graphy. So also this will make the word of graphy. Thermography, so the thermo is mainly based on data, on numbers, and graphy is based on the picture. So the thermal camera can give us a data, can give us a number, but also it can give us a picture, a real picture where if there is something is happening. So this kind of technology cannot be provided by any other tools like clamp meter or multimeter or power quality devices or any other. So this is a product very useful and also very easy to use and also very safe to use. We'll see after that and during the webinar the benefits of using a thermal camera. So here is just an introduction about just the word of thermography and what is thermography, but also thermography is not just taking pictures. So there is more than simply taking picture on the thermography part. So once you capture the image or the picture, you need to be able to interpret the image and to check if there is any issue and how to diagnose them, how to report this issue. So many variables comes into play. It means that need to be taken in consideration during this process. So based on your application knowledge, which is very important part, a good understanding of your environment and your equipment, with some thermography training also, this will help you to interpret your image. Okay, the power of your experience also, some known or common IR proactive maintenance methods and careful observation, you can be very effective with this technology and can show your true value at work. So taking an image can seem really easy. It's just pushing the button and you'll have a picture. But understanding what is really in the image can be really powerful. So to you and your company, it's not just about taking a picture. It's also about interpreting the result and having more observation, experience, knowledge, and all of this. A quick reminder regarding the electromagnetic spectrum. So the electromagnetic spectrum radiation is an energy that travels as a wave. So you can see it start from radio to gamma ray, and also we have this visible light, which is visible for us, for human, but all other waves or radiation are not visible for human. So with thermal imaging, we are mainly operating on the long wave infrared, which is this part. So, yeah. So how it works. So let's take a look in more details on how the camera can visualize for us an IR radiation or an IR picture. So as you know, guys, an object radiate energy. So this coffee, we will take it as example for an object. So this coffee is hot coffee. It will radiate energy. So most of it in the IR spectrum, this radiation will be most of the spectrum that I already show. Long wave, short wave. So all this radiation will be part of the spectrum. But similar as in visual light, sometimes there are also something which is called reflection. It will be a reflection from another source. This is added to the total radiation that travels through the atmosphere here, which is air, to reach the camera. So the radiation will be transferred to the camera through the atmosphere. The lens, which is high here, the IR optics, the lens then focus the IR radiation on the detector, which is this part here, and the IR detector array here. It will detect this picture or this information, and it will relay the signal to the process, electronic process here. And after that, we'll have this picture on the screen. So here the camera will create the image or the picture on the display for you to see and analyze. So the picture will be visible through all this process that we already see. And you can, after that, save and record the picture or the videos that you already took, and you can export it and you can make more analysis or advanced analysis. So we come here to the 5 W's, which is who. So it's mainly the benefit of infrared are easily understood. So we'll try to make it easy by the 5 W's. Let's say why they are using it, why you are using a thermal imager, when are you using it, also where are you using the thermal imaging, what proactive maintenance teams are using the thermography for their company, and who need to use this thermal camera. So let's start by who. So who can benefits of the thermal imager? So here you can see it can be in really very wide or very different application. It can be used, or you can get benefits if you are working for electrical part, mechanical and process, building diagnosis, research and development, and utility engineering and technician here. So our expertise in Fluke is not limited to one market or segment or customer type. So Fluke's is a long history of solving maintenance problem across a vast scope of application. So lends more expertise than any other manufacturer worldwide. So it's not just on this application. It can be used in different other or in other application, depend of type of customer and also type of industries. So what are the benefits? So the first benefits it should come in mind, which is the safety. So this product is a non-contact product. it means your process is running. You don't need to stop your process, and you can start screening. This is really perfect. It means from a distance, without any contact, you don't stop your business or your company or your industries, and you can make your screening. Also quick to identify troublet area. So you can see that we have different color here. So it's easy for you to identify where do you have a problem. So depending on the palette that you are using, so you can see where the problem is coming from, which part. It's a non-destructive testing method. It catch moving, spinning, energized, otherwise dangerous targets. So it's always part of safety. So from a distance, you can make screening on moving motor, for example, moving process. You can take a picture, and you can generate also, or you can also take a video. You can make also trending data. So for predictive maintenance methodology, so if you want to be proactive, so thermal imaging can make the invisible visible and avoid surprise failure. Fast, quick, you will identify where you have a problem. So where is it used? So we already speak, or we already said about who should use it, or which application and which industry it can be used. So the thermal imager, it can be used in electrical and mechanical equipment, HVAC equipment, building envelope, electronics, research and development, process piping, and steam system. So typically, facility are industrial plants, manufacturing plants, commercial building, electrical and water utilities, school, hospitals, and residential. It means also a building. So it's very wide. As I said, it's a very wide application. So Fluke really does keep the world up and running, and we are considered the standard in many industries around the globe. So thermal imaging is the first unit to have, is first screening tools to have to make your predictive or your proactive maintenance. So the reason is that we listen to what our customer need and create a solution based on your work. We conduct a different voice of customer. We ask our customer what kind of solution they are looking for, what they need, and through those feedback, we can create a solution, or even we can update product, or update even a firmware on the product itself. When you will benefit, so this is a very good question, when you will benefit from thermal imager. The answer is right now. So we'll have an immediate benefits from thermal from the thermal imaging. It means for different applications, as I said, food and beverage, rotating machine, high temperature equipment, hard to reach equipment, and high voltage equipment. It's a reliable, safe, cost-effective solution for how you work. Again, it means, guys, troubleshooting equipment for problems to avoid unexpected failure, or to figure out why equipment is not working properly on your time, not your equipment time. You will not wait for equipment to be failure, so you can predict in advance if something will happen with the thermal imager. Of course, you need to use the adequate PPE, the personal protection equipment, depending on the application. So why? We already spoke, or we already said different reason why you are using thermal imaging, which is mainly the first one will be the safe part. Thermal scanning can be done from a distance, keeping the operating safe. Fast, you can scan a large area in a very short time, pinpointing specific area of concern to component level and without interrupting service. Repeatable, so thermography will help to show anomalies until when the right corrective measurements are implemented. Also which is a part, very important part, which is documentable. So thermal images can be used to create reports, to document machine health, and monitor trend over time. So corrective actions can be prioritized based on temperature deviation from standard. So here, let's see some application and how this thermal imager, these tools can help you on all of that. So the application that we spoke about is electrical part. You can see here, it's like inside the MCC room, or electrical panels, HVAC, process, tanks, also steam, for example, electrical distribution here, transformer, distribution line, building envelope, which is also part very important to check if there is any energy waste, and also the mechanical part for motor, pumps, and other mechanical devices. Something also you need to know. So during this presentation, I will try also to give some tips and hints, just to let you know and to let you understand the picture that you already took with thermal imager, or if there is something you need to take in consideration during your test with a thermal imager. So there is something which is very, very important, which is you need to understand the heat transfer mode. So the heat transfer is very important. So you can imagine, guys, if you are in camping fire, for example. So if you put your hands like that, so it will become hot. So this is, we call it convection. So this is how heat moves in a fluid or gases. In this case, it's moving with air. Something else, if you put something which is conduct, like something metal here, so it will be, there is a phenomenon called conduction. So how heat move through solids. And also there is radiation. Radiation is how heat moves through air, electromagnetic waves. So there is different type of heat transfer, and you need to understand those heat transfer part. So the more you understand how heat transfer, how heat is transferred in your facility, the more likely you will be able to identify issues in thermal image. Something else you need to keep in mind and you need to understand it, which is, we call it emissivity. So the emissivity, you can keep it really simple for you guys. We call it rate, R, A, and T, which is a rate here. So R for reflected, A for absorbed and or remitted, and T for transmitted. So also understanding that a reflective surface can give a false positive details that can lead to a less than a complete picture, will help you to understand your application. So here there is this Rath law state that the radiant energy for a surface is the energy that is reflected of the surface plus the energy that the surface absorb and re-emit plus the energy that is transmitted through the surface, of course. So all of this should be equal of 1 or equal to 100%. It means R plus A plus T should be equal to 1 or even equal to 100%. So if you understood the emissivity and RAT law, so and also the heat transfer part, you will be able to interpret, and you will be able to know where you can check and how you can check for your equipment or your devices. There is an emissivity chart here. You can have it on website, on our website, or you can also have it in all our manual, any thermal camera manual from our side. It will give the emissivity of each material here, and you can also adjust manually on the thermal camera, but also even on the thermal camera, you will have a table with different materials, or you can also, you have the choice to make it from the table or to set up the number manually. So let's get some insight and some which is from the RAT. It means we spoke about the RAT. So the first element, which is the R, we said it's the reflection part. So for reflection in the visible image here of the 3 cups, you see that we have 3 cups. You can see the shadow here of the cups. However, there is no visible reflection on the cup, so there is nothing. So except the shadow on the table, so there is nothing on the cups. If we look at the thermal image here, you see a thermal reflection. You can see here that there is a thermal reflection on the table surface, but also there is a thermal reflection on the hotter cup. So there is a reflection from this cup to this cup and from this cup to this cup. Okay, so this is mainly the heat transfer. The heat transfer have been reflected from cup to another, depending, of course, of the property of the material and how is constructed this material. So we have 2 types of reflection here, one which is already on the table and the other on the cups, on the side of the cups. Another type of reflections, to make it also easy for you, so we have a fire from the side, we have unpainted metal surface here, and we are checking with the thermal imager here, so the picture will be like that. So it will be a reflected picture of the fire, because this is metal. It will reflect the heat, or it will reflect the fire to the detector of the camera. So maybe you are asking, or I already got a lot of questions about how I can avoid this reflection. So you can see here we have a video which is showing a reflection, okay? And to avoid reflection, or even to understand the reflection, what you need is just to move. Oops, sorry. What you need is just to move a little bit, and you can see that the reflection is moving with you. So if it's moving with you, so this is a reflection. So the hot spot should be a fixed hot spot. So here, when you move, the reflection moves with you. So this is really a real reflection. You need to check for another place where there is a fixed hot spot. I hope it's clear for you. So also absorption. So we have a cup here and the battery, which are placed next to a radiator here, and they are not in direct contact with the radiator. There is no direct contact between them. Okay, hence any heating is not taking place due to either conduction or convection. Is due to radiation from the radiator here. The objects are absorbing energy and then in turn of radiating it. So here we have this battery and this cup are absorbing the energy, or they are absorbing the heat. You can see that we start from 30 degrees here, and here 37 degrees for the battery and for the cup, and we end up here by 39 degrees for the cup and 36 degrees for the battery. So here the battery and the cup, they are absorbing the energy or the heat. Something else we said. So remember, guys, always rate, R-A-T. We spoke about T, which is the transmissivity. So if you are inspecting, for example, on an electrical panel, and there is a plexiglass or visible clear plastic here, so this plastic, it will not transmit the energy. So you can see that there is 0% of infrared here radiation, and even on the panel itself there is 0%. But if you are using, for example, an IR windows, so with the IR windows, because we are using a special glass, we call it germanium. So this germanium glass, it can transmit energy. So what you need is just to set up your camera to 60% transmission. Depending on the IR windows, you will see the percentage of the transmitter on the data sheet of the IR windows, or even you can make a test to check, a simple test to check the transmissivity of your IR windows. And here you can see the internal of your panels. Of course, if you are using also on wide angle lenses, you can inspect the full panel. So keep in mind, guys, if you have a plexiglass, you cannot inspect the hotspot. So you need to remove this plastic pane or to remove this plexiglass in order to make your inspection. To be also easy and to understand much better the transmission part. So we have here two pictures. So we have a person which is behind the windows or behind the glass. And if we make with the infrared camera here, so we cannot hear or we cannot see this person. So here there is 0% IR. So this glass is not transmissible. It is not transmit. It will not transmit the radiation. But if the person will be located behind a beam liner here, so you can see we can detect this person. So here the beam liner is a transmit material, so it can transmit energy or it can transmit heat. Also, to make it more easier for you guys, so we have this two videos. So this first video, so you can see that the thermal camera cannot detect the person behind the glass, but we can detect the person behind the liner. And the normal camera can detect the person behind the glass, but cannot detect the person behind the beam liner. Okay, so this is mainly for you guys to understand the transmission and the rate, the RAT phenomenon or law. Something else you need to keep in mind if you are making, for example, test on or inspection on process part, there is something which is we call it a thermal capacitance. So thermal capacitance is a material's ability to absorb and store energy. So for example, water has very high thermal capacitance here. For example, here we are inspecting water inside underground water, for example. So they have a big capacity to store the energy. But also you can inspect a tank, and with the thermal capacitance, it will give you the level of your tank depending on the temperature inside the tank and also the air temperature inside the tank. So if you perform a work outside, it's easy to make a mistake. So be careful due to the different element, air, water, wind. We'll see after that also how the winds can affect your measurement. With the biggest offender also, which is the sun and the wind. This are the biggest two elements. It can also disturb your measurement. To help you to be successful, you can make also the outdoor measurement at night or even during sunset, for example. So we recommend really to make this measurement. If you are making measurement outside, it's better to make it at night or even during sunset. So it will help you. It will avoid. Also, please avoid winds. Avoid also rain. It should be also a clear atmosphere, and this will help you to give more details and get better pictures. So let's speak about the application. So here we have the mechanical parts. So you can inspect the motors, you can inspect the pumps, you can inspect heat exchanger, you can inspect steam strap, you can inspect also conveyor, for example, to check the bearing, and the typical region for temperature hotspot or deviation are mainly bad cooling due to reduced airflow, power quality problems, imbalance or overload harmonics, bearing misalignment, motor windings, insulation resistance, and undersized components. So I like this example, guys. If you can see it, which one? Let me just also activate again my laser here. That example. So here we have two different motor, or sorry, same motors, which are they are having the same load. Okay. But we see that there is one which is hot and the other one which is working in normal condition is not hot. So here you can understand that there is something wrong. It can be the winding of your motor. It can be your motor is derating. There is something coming or a problem on your motor. It can be also vibration on your motor. So thermal camera will give you a first indication what's happening. Here, for example, there is an alignment problem. So you can check the misalignment with misalignment tools. So the camera will allow you to perform a quick analysis or train someone how to quickly identify an issue to find early issue with the infrared. So as we said before, is fast, easy tools, and the first screening tools to be used for predictive maintenance. Another example of motor also, here, guys, you need to understand that we said thermal imager can detect a surface temperature. So here we have a surface temperature which is 94 degrees. So you need to check the nameplate or even the manufacturer data sheet, the high temperature that the motor can allow. So if it's, for example, let's say the motor, the maximum temperature is 90 degrees, and we say that we are measuring the surface temperature. So here to understand the internal temperature, you need to add 10 degrees or even 20 degrees depending on the class of your motor. So if you add 10 or 20, it can exceed the manufacturer recommendation, and this will affect the winding of your motor and the insulation of your motor, because just 10 degrees rise on the temperature of your motor, it can reduce the motor life by half, and typically it will be the insulation failure. So you can, guys, look at what you spend on motor annually and image. You can image if you could just cut that cost even a few percentage, it could mean tens of thousands of dollars annually, just because of motor problems. And we know that motors are everywhere, so also this is it can generate different problem to the end users. It can this is also different picture. A proactive maintenance program using an infrared can greatly increase your understanding of the various mechanical application in your facility. So infrared can help you save time, as inspections can be done very quickly, as well as it can free up additional time to get all the items of your daily checklist punched off. You can see here the bearing, the coupling problem, the misaligned belt, compressor problem. So there is also a lot of application it can be used on the mechanical part. For the electrical part, so it can be used on circuit panels, controller, VFDs, VSDs, inverter, fuse clips, wall blocks, transformers, electrical bus bar, and the main reason of the hotspot will be high resistance caused by poor surface contact, corrosion. It will also affect the electrical panel. Loss of connection is very common, this problem. If you have a lot of electrical panel, thermal camera will help you. It will take time for you to check panel by panel and connection by connection. It means I'm speaking about the small connector on that side. So with thermal camera first, it means when you switch it on and you focus on your panels, you can detect that there is a miss of connection. Overload also, it can be detected with the thermal camera and multi-phase imbalance. Thermal camera, it will give you the first sign. It means loss of connection, overload circuit, and multi-phase imbalance. If you have an overload or multi-phase imbalance, you can also use more or other product like a power quality product to identify what's really the problem is coming from. Okay. For the electrical distribution, so it can be used in the substations, switch yards, transformer, switch gears, breakers, meters, interrupters. So also for the distribution part, the electrical distribution part, you have a wide range of application. Let's say that for object at a distance, like power lines standing outside of a substation or standing at a specific distance, there are also telephoto lenses. I will speak about it after that. That can help to get you additional details that you can otherwise obtain. So the typical also reason for the hotspot, it can be high resistance connection corrosion, transformer oil level problem, loss of connections, overloaded circuit, multi-phase imbalance, harmonics, a lot of problem. Also, it can be solved or detected by thermal camera, but also you can check with other product like power quality or even vibration product or insulation testers. A few more common electrical applications. So you can see on top left hot phase connection due to high resistance. The top middle here, which is an image, is from MCC room, MCC bucket or motor control center, where two phase are warmer than the third. You can see here the third and the two phase are warmer. The top right here looks like a high resistance in this part. The bottom left could be an overcurrent or undersized circuit here, circuit breaker, or even properly working circuit breaker. The bottom middle one is showing three different colors, and we have also added some temperature data that indicate three very different temperature. You can see 274, 107, and 162. Probably due to poor connection, for example, due to the heat at the connection point, and then the temperature become more normalized to the further you get from the connection. We have also here a picture coming from buses, so we can see that there is one which is more hot than other, and we have even the data of the temperature. So very easy also to interpret the pictures. Also, it can be used on the electrical solar panel, so to identify the defected cells. It's also easier way to identify the defected cells. It can also be used in data center, in server racks, HVAC system, power distribution unit, transformer, standby generator, the main switchboard, UPS on the UPS system, and even to check if the HVAC is working well on your data center part. So you can see that there is some places are warmer than the others, so that you have a problem of the HVAC. So we come here to the HVAC problem. So it can be or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning application. It can include boiler, steam strap, chillers, rooftops, duct, bearings, compressors, and many other applications. So some reason for typical hot or cold spot can be air duct leak, moisture, wilt up, failing component, missing or poor piping insulation, bearing issues, and belts connecting motor to drive-in, for example, components such as a fan and pump. Having a good baseline information can be the key of understanding your equipment. So, however, if you are a third party, for example, and don't have that to go on, you will have to have a basic understanding of the equipment to have your own baseline when inspecting this component. There are many great applications here for infrared, and you can quickly find and verify what's the problem, what the problem are with some understanding of typical equipment and infrared. Here also an example of building envelope or building diagnostic. You can check, for example, here if there is a problem of insulation. It can be used on exterior walls, interior walls, ceilings, flooring, door, window sills, electrical outlets, and the common reason will be air leaks, moisture build-up, missing poor insulation, like here, for example, floor heating, voids, and roof leak. Also here it can be a roof leak. So having also thermal camera, it can help you also to detect the moisture, air leaks for energy management, floor heat verification here. Is also great, really, to have that kind of information and that kind of details. Mainly for moisture here, we have a new feature in our camera, which is TIS 75 Plus. So we have an option called dew point. So this option, it will help you to identify the moisture so easy and really also so fast. So you need to just to set up the dew point feature. You put your ambient temperature, your relative humidity, and the camera will start screening in the building or the house inside if there is any moisture. Also, process application. So some common process application, hopefully you are created a good baseline for all this application. So you have something to compare when performing the next inspection. If you are using a thermal imager, is very important. So common inspection part, it will be refractor insulation, tanks and vessels, steam system and traps, which is also very important. It's not just a problem on your application, on your company. This is also losing money. Pipes and valves, heaters, manufacturing equipment, boiler. And the common reason will be damaged structures, abnormal heat or flow, gas or steam leakage, failed component, and corrosion. So this is part of application on the process part. And we can see here different application, which is in the upper portion of it's a cement clean, and it shows sign of insulation breakdown. You can see that there is different hotspot here, and also you can check the level of the tank. We already spoke about that. Steam strap, if it's working well or not. Observe welding cooling. So it's not also recommended to check with the camera the welding part, but you can observe the welding cooling. Okay, so during the welding it can affect the camera, but once the welding is off, and you can check the welding cooling. Chiller operation also, if it's working well, and pipe integrity. Also, it's very important to check if it's if there is a problem on the gasket, if there is a problem on the flanges. This is the process part. Thermal camera also, it can be used on the research and development part for design, electrical, mechanical engineering, corporate research and development, university professors, scientists, research doctor, veterinarian, laboratory testing. There is wide also application for research and development. You can see here they are checking a horse if you have a problem on his legs, for example. Geological research here, a volcano, or even an electrical circuit here, or PCB design here to check if it's working well or not. The details they don't see. I mean, you can see it with the thermal imager. It is fast to check. It's fast to see. You can really also fast transfer the data, and you can also fast generate a report. And you can also have the ability to detect a very small difference in the temperature. Of course, you need here, for example, you need to use a special lenses, which is a 25 macron. I will speak after that about the lenses. Once you are taking pictures, it's very important to know, or you need to have or choose two different methods. So we have qualitative method or even quantitative inspection. So with the qualitative mode or method, you don't need to know the temperature. Just once you see the picture, you can understand where there is a problem. It's easy to see the variation from the norm, easy to understand where you have an issue on your equipment. Of course, we need to take in consideration the PPE always. It means it's a requirement to use your personal protection equipment. And you can also zoom in, of course, using your PPE, and we can also check or be more closer to the panel to identify the problem. So here you don't have any data, you don't have numbers, you don't have temperature, just a picture, and here you can understand what's happening. Or quantitative mode, which is require radiometric temperature reading. You will see here the radiometric part, and you will have the ability to compare established limits. So we can compare different part, different point, track even slight variation, must measure under known loading condition. So the takeaway here, many issues present themselves by increasing or decreasing in temperature and can quickly be identified using a thermal imager. So the most important is time saving, so can be seen when using this technology. We're using contact measurement tools or even an IR gun. This is a very big difference between all of this. Something you need also to take in consideration, I already said the wind. So you can see here convection can have a dramatic cooling effect on materials. Always note the wind speed. If you can use an anemometer. We have it in Amprop, a small anemometer to check the winds. You can use a voice recorder. You can speak that there is wind. You can make notes on the time, date. You can put all information on just one IR picture. Just to show you here that we have a delta T, which is 13 Fahrenheit, and we have a wind, which is a 15 mph speed. And once we are taking the picture, it means at night, for example, and there is no wind, the delta T becomes 36 Fahrenheit, and you can see that the big difference between each readings. So here, if you are performing this test and you see that there is 13 Fahrenheit as a delta T, so maybe as an action you say, no, I can't, there is no problem, I will not inform my supervisor, I don't need even to generate a report and nothing. But sometimes it's not correct because of the wind. So you need to make sure that there is no wind, that the conditions are really good to take the picture. Understanding the effect of imaging outdoor can really help you to early indication of real problems. So be really make sure that there is no wind. There is also the sun is not applied on the object that you are measuring, and the conditions are really good to perform the thermal testing. So if you are an inspector, though, there is a different workflow you need to follow. So first of all, use your PPE. After that, you can make a quick scan on every situation. If you have different panels, or you can scan your different panel. After that, you can identify if there is a potential problem, get the right image. Of course, this is very important. And to get the right image, you need to focus, you need to freeze, you need to check result. After that, you can add inspection condition and identification data. We spoke that you can add notes, voice note, or even photo notes, or even also text note. And you can save it, and you can proceed to the next inspection point. Of course, you can also take a different picture in the same time. You can, for this, it means you need to choose the right camera for your application, and to choose the right camera, you need to ask your, it means those two questions: where will it be used, and how it will be used. So you can see for Fluke, we have different range and wide range of thermal imager. I will go through the range of the thermal imager after that. But also you need to take in consideration the thermal sensitivity, the detector size, the number of pixels is very important, because each point of pixel is a point of temperature. The FOV, or the field of view, also is very important. You need to have a camera which is also easy of use, ruggedness and reliability if you are using in rush area. So mainly most of our camera are drop tested for 2 meters. You need to choose the screen size, or even the operation method. Is it one hand, two hands? And also the software is very important. And if there is also wireless connectivity, this is a feature which is also a great feature. And of course, the total cost of ownerships. So this is the part, or the key to choose your thermal imager. Let me just go about the FOV. I said field of view is very important. I also got a lot of that kind of question. How far can I see with the thermal imager? It's just like a visible camera. The nearer you are, the more detail you can see. Whilst the scene size will be smaller, so the distance you need to be from the object you are trying to view will vary depending on the size and the part of the object you are interested in. So it's very easy and also easy to understand. If you are near, so you can see the hand from this part. If you are far a little bit, so you can see the full arm here. And if you are more far, so you can see the full picture. But also maybe once you are seeing the full picture, you can lose some details. So it's up to you. You can start, for example, making a full picture. If you find that there is an hotspot, so you can become closer. But also we have this lenses feature or accessories. It will help you to be more closer. The field of view, you can see here the field of view, how it will be operate from a distance. This is what you are seeing, but you cannot see details. But once you are more closer, so you can detect, you can keep the same pixels, number of pixels, but you can detect the smaller details or smaller. It can be a problem or issues on your facilities. So it's very important to use the lenses. For example, if you are doing a test on distribution line, transmission line, or some places which are really far from you. So it's very important to have lenses to keep the same number of pixels and to have more details on the measurement. Because sometimes details can be missed. When you don't have enough resolution, if you don't have enough resolution, you are for your application typically with electrical and electronic or other small objects. This is the FOV, the field of view software. So we have the software on our website, so you can also go to this link here. And this software, it will allow you to choose the type of camera, or what type of lenses, is it standard or other lenses, and what distance you want to measure. And this software, it will show you the spot size. It means the smallest spot size that the camera can detect. So also this is very important to understand and very important to know. This is the spec overview by models. So we have wide range of models. So this is mainly the portable camera. We have the performance 1 series, PTI 120, TIS 20 plus, TIS 55, TIS 60 plus, and TIS 75 plus. So those camera are performance camera, and you can see the difference between them are mainly the resolution. The resolution is very important. The sensitivity, the thermal sensitivity, the field of view, also the temperature range from 150 up to 550, start from the portable camera, and also there is different feature which we don't have it, for example, on other camera. The professional one, bigger resolution, more feature. The expert one also bigger resolution and more options. And you can see here the job title, who can use those camera, from technician to research and development professional and operation engineer. Challenges that also face the thermographer to take a picture are mainly the time, because you need to take a picture from different places, on the MCC room, on the motor, on the transformer. So the time is very big challenge for you. Object to compare may be at different distance also, one on the top, one it means one near and one really far from you. Focusing error, sometimes you don't have the perfect focus. Measurement resolution and spatial resolution also, it can be a problem. The FOV, the field of view also. So to avoid all this challenges, we have different features that help the thermographer to take it means to avoid those challenges, like IR fusion technology, color alarm, multi-sharp focus, super resolution, smart lenses, distance meter, IR node, auto capture and thermal video, Fluke Connect tools, and Fluke Connect application, and you can share via cloud and share it with your colleague. But also we have the laser sharp autofocus, which is also very, very important. The focus is very important on your thermal image. And if we speak about get the right image here, we speak mainly about the focus. So to have a good focus, we can assist you by focus-free camera. So we have camera which is focus-free. So you need to be near the panel, for example, electrical panel, to get a better focus, or to move far. It means you need to do manually your focus. We have a laser sharp autofocus also, and we have the IR fusion technology. And the multi-sharp, it will help you also to get a better picture. So why focus is very important? So you can see on this picture, for example, we have a temperature which is 149 degrees, 133 degrees. This is a perfect focus. And you can imagine if we have a bad focus, we'll have a wrong temperature. So focus is very important. You need to have a perfect focus, because the focus cannot be redone after the fact in the software. So you can change so many things except the focus, composition, and the temperature range on the software. You can change the picture-in-picture. You can add different palette. You can change the emissivity, but the focus you cannot change it. So take a better picture or focused picture will allow you to make a better analysis. So how it works, the autofocus is really easy. So we have here a bad focus picture here. Once you push, we push the black trigger here. It will give indication, laser indication that we are making a measurement on this part, and it will try to provide us a focused picture. You can see here the temperature is 132. Once you push and we make an autofocus, so we'll have 145 degrees temperature. Very big difference of temperature. So what's the benefits of having an autofocus? So you can imagine, guys, if you are a thermographer, you are making mainly 150 or 300 pictures per day. And to make a manual focus, usually it will take 15 to 20 seconds, okay? And laser sharp need less than 1 second. Once you push the button, you will have a focused picture. Assuming making 200 image per day, we have the following. So we'll make some calculation here. If you are doing 200 image, multiply by 15 seconds, you will have 3,000 seconds, which is mean you are losing 1 hour from your time to do the focus. If you are using the laser sharp autofocus for 200 image and 1 second, you will have 20 to 200 seconds for 200 pictures. It means 3.5 minutes to take 200 pictures. It means to have a better focus for 200 pictures. So there is no mistake, no confusion, no time waste. You get perfectly focused image every single time. Also the multi-sharp, already spoke about the multi-sharp. If you take a focused picture, the camera will focus just on the first or the nearest obstacle here on the image, and the other it will be a little bit blur. It means it's not really clear. But with the multi-sharp, it will scan the different area and it will provide just one picture with full focus. It means the picture will give will make it means the camera will collect a stack of image, as I said, and focus it at different distance, and then combine them all in one image, such as the object located at different distance are all now in focus. Okay, so this feature is not available in all our cameras, so it depends on the camera, and I will share after that the ranges that we have. Also, the IR fusion technology, you can have a full IR picture or visible picture, or we can even have a blind auto-blind picture. It means IR picture and visible picture. You can make a picture-in-picture. You can also make an auto-blind in picture-in-picture, but also you can generate a color around. So when we say color alarm, if you want to see just the temperature which is higher than 30 degrees, for example, so the camera will focus and will pinpoint directly on the point which is higher than 30 degrees. The lens selection, so it's very important also to have a lens. If you are measuring, for example, in confined space, you can use a wide angle lens to have a wide angle and to have more details. If also you want to measure a far distance, you can use by 2 or by 4 lenses. And if you are using, if you are on electronic part, you can, in the printed circuit board, for example, you can use the 25 micromicron lenses here. So using lenses is very important. Lenses can be used just on the professional series and the expert series, or even the fixed series. So this is the different feature that we have. For example, if you check the multi-sharp is available just on the professional ones and the expert one. Multi-sharp focus, laser sharp autofocus is available on the professional series. So this will give you more details on the features and the options that we have on our thermal imager. Also, we need to choose a method. What kind of method are you going to use? Are you going to use a baseline? Are you going to use a comparative mode to compare two different motor with the same load, for example? Or are you going to make a trending? For each month you will take a picture and you can detect that there is a problem here. Level span also is very important, is available on all our cameras, so you can minimize the range or the saturation of your picture to detect more details, to have more details here and get better picture. Also, you can identify different hotspot in different places by using the level and span and minimize the range and use or adjust or choose the correct range on your pictures. Additional information, please. It means you can take a voice note, IR notes, and text note. So text note also, you don't need to take notes with block notes. On our camera, we have a digital camera, so you can take picture of nameplate or area or places, and this is also will help you after that to identify where you took this picture. So all this picture will be joined to the IR picture. We have also an option or a new feature, we call it asset tagging. If you are using a QR code or barcode, so the camera can scan this code and it will create different folder on the memory of the camera. And once you are exporting the pictures and connecting to Fluke Connect desktop, you will see different folder with the name of the QR code, and all pictures are inside this folder. You can also connect different tools to your thermal camera through Fluke Connect. It means the other tool should have also the Fluke Connect enabled. And for example, if you connect a multimeter or clamp meter, you will see the IR picture, but also you will see the current or the voltage on the same picture. So this is also will help you to identify problems from where it's coming. Here you can see an example. We are connecting current clamps. We can see the full result on the Fluke Connect app on our mobile, or even we can connect the camera to the clamps here and we can see the result immediately. Fluke Connect is very important. We have mainly Fluke connected with all our devices. It will help you to share live video calls, trending graphs, auto record measurement, equipment log story, and Fluke Cloud storage. Is safety, is really safely to use, productivity to use, and it's also cost saving of using. What you need is just registering your camera and you will get a code and you can activate your code. Once you take all the picture and save all your picture, you can after that export all those pictures through a Fluke Connect desktop, and you will see all the picture you have it already on the software, and you can make optimize. As I said, you can change everything except the focus. You can make your own analysis, and you can also generate reports. You can also create your assets. It means if you want to record all your assets on the software, so you can make it and you can generate really all your assets on the software. If you want more details, or if you want more advanced software, you can use a smart fuel research and development software. It can export data to MATLAB format, and it will give you more option and feature for the analysis part. So here, this is the end of my presentation. But before ending this presentation, I want to launch a poll test here, which is what do you see? So I show it to you the pictures. So what do you see, guys? Is it two people, hotspot, reflection of people, or cold water? You already saw the pictures. So just guys, start voting what you are seeing. All right, I will give it a couple of seconds. So I think you become an expert on thermography after this session. So you need to understand what you are, or you need to see what you are seeing exactly. So I will stop the vote here and I will share it with you guys. So the result will be 31% are seeing two peoples, 23% are seeing hotspot, 31% reflection of peoples, and 15% cold water bottles. So the good result, or the right result, will be a reflection of two people. Those two people are doing a measurement on windows, on glass windows. So it's just a picture of their reflection. Okay, so guys, are you ready to invest for thermography? We already said that it's safe, fast, repeatable, and documentable. So it will help you to identify a problem. It's fast to use and easy to use and safe to use. Also, it's really very important to buy from a local distributor here, because it will protect your product warranty. It will also protect your after-sales support and training, and it will also protect your product authenticity. So please buy from a local distributor. Here we are doing this webinar with AAB. So AAB is our authorized distributor, so you can proceed with AAB. Please talk questions if you have any question, and in the meantime, you can scan the QR code here to have the catalog on your mobile phone. So if there is question, guys, so you can write your question and I can reply and answer your question in the main time. Okay, let me see here. Okay. So yes, certificate will be available. We have a survey after this webinar, so please, to have a certificate, you need to make the survey. So we have, is the infrared the only technology used in your instrument? So no, already Zaid have done the presentations. This is a question coming from Benjamin Christian. So we have mechanical part, we have electrical part like power quality, mechanical like vibration, misalignment, but also we have other industrial imaging tools like air leak detector, gas leak detector, and visual inspection tools. So I have also a question from Benjamin. Does this instrument safe to use on data center? Yes, it's safe to use. We already show different application on data center. So sample of testing, yes, if you require sample of testing, so you can email us and we can send you a picture. So I have a question from Jules here. He's saying on the TX 580, can you create a table on the camera so I can take several pictures with the default set in the table to reduce text input during inspection? I really I didn't understand what you are meaning by table. So you can take one picture per time once you push the trigger, the green trigger, and I don't know what kind of table are you speaking about. Presentation will be shared and recorded will be also shared with you after this webinar. So if there is questions, please also let me know, guys.
Yeah, just to answer also the requirements of Jules Lock, like maybe about the multiple picture. I think I'm assuming that he's asking if we can combine multiple picture in one report to avoid for multiple text.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have a capability from Fluke thermal camera to capture an IR photo notes. So we can capture one thermal image, and then you can add multiple image as a reference image that you can review in the future, and then attach that also in one page report to make it simple.
Just to come back to also to Jules' questions, I already spoke about this part, which is the photo notes. Okay, if I come back, yes, which is this part. So you can take multiple pictures. You don't need to make a text or take notes. So with thermal imager, you can take a digital picture of the nameplate or the area, and all of those pictures will be attached to your IR pictures.
Yeah, and when it comes also to there's one this training is more about an awareness and an advanced learning training. There is a different training for an level 1 certification training, and which we are also going to discuss on the promotions that we can run in the future, and then the current promotions that we are running right now. Yeah. So
also there is a question, are your cameras having high resolution that can be zoomable? In our professional camera, we have a zoom. You can make by 2 zoom or by 4 zoom, but also it will increase the number of pixels. What we recommend if you want really to make a zoom is to have a lens, so to keep the same number of pixels, because a digital zoom it will increase the number of pixels, so you'll have really not clear pictures. But we have this option in our camera, but it's better to use the lens. All right, I don't know if there is more questions here. Okay, I think I'm over here. Yes.
Can you show the last slide? I mean, about the promotions that we are currently running right now. Yeah. Yes. So for all the attendees, thank you so much again for attending this webinar. We will be sending you the link copy of the video. This is recorded, and we will be also sending you all the handout. We have some couple of questions that will be plugging in the polls, and for that, actually, we are also required you to fill up the forms of our survey after the webinar, and then you can avail promotions that we are running right now, like for personal use or for company use. Any purchase of thermal camera related products, we are giving away any of these items. Like one is the Fluke professional tool bags, second is like the Fluke T6 1000, and then like this will be given for free. All we have to do is just like first fill up the forms of the seminar or the webinar, and then we can send the invoice copy to Zaid, and then you will receive these free items from us. And please do help us, like follow us on LinkedIn, both Fluke Corporation and AABTools. We are posting a lot of exciting products awareness, more on the webinars and some other initiatives that we are running together. Yeah, and just one quick poll before we close the event, because like we should put that actually at the beginning, but let me just like try to catch up and post this once again. Poll question. Tasnim, can you help me put the poll? Yep. So please put your vote on this. Like, would you like to book a free seminar for innovative tool solutions at AABTools Experience Center? So this is what I've shown in the first presentation, wherein we are doing a face-to-face meeting, or you still prefer to have a webinar so that we know what type of events we're going to run in the future. Please put your vote, and we'll give about like 1 minute on this, and then try to figure out what the customer needs. Yep, I think like it's all done. Tasneem, can you share us the result so that everyone will be also aware? Yeah, so yeah, 72% still requires a webinar, and then 28% requires a face-to-face conversation. So no problem, we will do both. So what we'll do, guys, like once you followed us on LinkedIn, we will be announcing our next webinar, and for sure we will be announcing the face-to-face seminar also as well. Once again, thank you guys for joining us, and then have a great day. Happy
Thank
weekend.
you. Bye.